Sara Kruzan was living a child's nightmare, raped at just 11 years old, forced into a life of prostitution at 13, all at the hands of a Riverside, California pimp, Gigi Howard. But at 16 years old, an age when most kids are only beginning to understand the world, Sara was about to make a violent life change. It started when Gigi took her to a hotel room, unaware that not long before, someone had given Sara a gun.
And so we go into the room and he wanted to have sex.
Then Gigi went to retrieve a sex toy from a dresser.
He pulled out the drawer, or was looking, pulled it out, went to go plug it in. I stood up and I put the gun to the back of his head.
One shot, and Sara's trafficker was dead.
I wanted everything to stop, and at that moment, he represented every man that had ever done anything to me. It happened so fast, and he's laying there, and I got on my knees, and I just said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She thought she was prepared to accept her punishment, but she had no idea what was to come. At trial, Sara wasn't even allowed to talk about the abuse she'd suffered for years. Even worse, what no one knew at the time, not Sara's lawyer, not the district attorney, not even the judge, is that legal exceptions are in place that protect juveniles in Sara's situation, mitigating circumstances like years of abuse that should allow for lesser charges.
Your lawyer did not understand that there are exemptions, there are considerations.
So my lawyer didn't know that, the district attorney wasn't aware, and also the judge did not know that.
Does that strike you as what?
A miscarriage of justice.
At just 17 years old, Sara was tried as an adult. And after a trial that lasted just 2 days, she was given life without parole for the murder of her abuser. No chance to ever see the outside world again.
I can't even grasp that concept.
I was told when I got to prison, you know, once the other inmates knew my time, they're like, oh, you'll leave in a pine box. And it was said with such a casual sense, like, oh, you're gonna leave in a pine box.
But Sara Kruzan, the youngest inmate at the Central California Women's Facility, wasn't about to just give up.
You made the most of prison in a lot of ways. You were Woman of the Year one year.
I was. I had established different support groups, and I would randomly do community building activities with those that were in the prison.
Then 12 years into her sentence, Sara got a visit from the group Human Rights Watch and recorded this prison interview.
I definitely know I deserve punishment. I mean, you don't just take somebody's life and think that it's okay. How much? I don't know.
In the interview, Sara was finally able to share with the world the life story she was never allowed to present at trial.
He uses his manhood to hurt, like break you in, I guess.
The video was posted online and soon went viral, even drawing the attention of attorneys at the international law firm Perkins Coie.
We saw that video, and basically we had a pro bono coordinator for the firm who sent the video around to everyone in the firm and was like, can we take this case? What can we do? And so right away, I just jumped on it.
A team of lawyers immediately began working the case for free, filing petitions on Sara's behalf.
The basis of our petition was that there was a bunch of evidence that should have been presented at trial that wasn't presented at trial. If there had been expert testimony regarding intimate partner battering, which is effectively what Gigi did to Sara, the result of the trial would have been different.
They even petitioned then-Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What we were hoping was that he would grant total clemency and she would essentially be released. But instead, what happened was he commuted a sentence to 25 years to life. That wasn't sufficient because who knew when that would happen.
Then, after 7 long years of legal wrangling, a decision from the highest court in the state.
They remanded the case. We were able to work with the district attorney in Riverside and get an agreement to lower her sentence to second-degree murder.
And the significance of that ruling?
They would give me time served, and I would go to board immediately. It's just amazing. You know, with perseverance and being knocked down and getting back up and still trying and still believing, there was a breakthrough.
After 19 years, more than half her life behind bars, Sara Kruzan is finally free. In the 2 years since her release, Sara has worked hard to make up for lost time and to give back despite all that was taken from her.
So since I've been home, I continue to mentor women in prison. I've developed my own nonprofit. I've sat on panels, I've spoke in DC at the MacArthur Foundation, I've done presentations, just going in and raising awareness on what are effective ways to make this situation better.
Also, since her release, Sara has connected with the father she never knew and has even made amends with the mother she calls her first trafficker. Sara now has a daughter of her own and has dedicated her new life to bringing awareness to the all too pervasive problem of human trafficking.
You spent 19 years behind bars. You were a young woman. Do you feel that life has been taken from you, that you were robbed of a certain aspect of your existence?
I am who I am to some degree because I was raised by the women in prison. So if people think I'm an awesome, dynamic woman, thank you, but I need to acknowledge those women who sat down and shared with me their stories or insights and wisdom and patience and kindness. If you have faith and you have love and you have hope, you can move mountains.
So then, how big is the problem of human trafficking that she is trying so hard to shed a light on? Well, the State Department believes there are as many as 12 million victims around the world, an industry that is earning traffickers in excess of $30 billion each and every year. For more information, including the state with 3 of the top sex trafficking areas in the nation, just go to our website, crimewatchdaily.com.